Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good today, and welcome back to the... Oh, this is not welcome back. This is welcome. Well, thank you for joining me in my first ever video, and today I'll be tackling a Terraria challenge. This Terraria challenge is one that was made by lmao. I'm going to link his video in the description, you should check it out. But in basics, it is 1 HP, hardcore master mode, 5 times spawn rate, and I'm not allowed to place blocks. To get a bit more specific, I'm allowed to place blocks that don't block enemies. So like platforms, background walls, like crafting tables, whatever it is, I'm allowed to place those, but I can't place down like physical blocks or doors to block enemies. And the goal of the challenge will be to get something to place blocks. And this means I have two options, either the sand gun or the dirt rod. I'm going to go for the dirt rod, which means I have to defeat King Slime with 1 HP, hardcore master mode, can't place blocks, and 5 times enemy spawn rate. And yeah, big thanks to lmao for this idea. This video is super entertaining and I really recommend go check it out after this video, link in the description. And if you enjoy the video at any point, don't forget to like and subscribe, because currently 100% of my viewers are unsubscribed. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and with that, we'll just get right into it. With that all out of the way now, I can begin the first attempt of the challenge. It starts off like any good Terraria world, just cutting down some trees. And I realized I forgot to set the spawn rate multiplier to 5, so I cheated 100 wood. But it really doesn't matter in the end. I die anyways, spoiler alert. Afterwards, I make my way to the right, where I decide to harass one of the local turtles. From there, I immediately decide to jump on a slime. So yeah, first attempt I learned nothing at all. Just still getting used to handle and getting used to this challenge. It's not easy, but on to attempt 2. Attempt 2 brings up something rather interesting. I got a leaf wand off the bat, and technically I'm not placing blocks when I place down with the leaf wand. I'm just using a wand, but it's not within lmao's rule set, so I ignore it and continue on the challenge like normal. For this next part, I'll let my live reaction speak for me.
Could count. Oh, fuck.
After escaping the Eater of Souls, I make my way to the right, and after which I immediately jump on a slime. Anyways, the third attempt, more or less the same as usual, and I get greedy trying to kill a slime which has gold, and to which I immediately die too. Not immediately, I put up a good fight, I almost kill it actually. But yeah, third attempt over. Fourth attempt, more the same, jump right onto a slime. That's 4 slime deaths now. Anyway, skipping over the 5th attempt, the 6th attempt actually has some success. It is the first actual run I do okay in. It starts off like normal, cutting down trees, getting a decent amount of wood. And then I find a massive iron vein right underneath the surface. Maybe a little tech for new players. If you see a little bit of iron on the surface that looks like it's just 1 or 2, there's most likely about 80 underneath it, like as you saw here. But anyways, afterwards I make my grand escape out of the hole. I head into a cave hoping for chests, and then I change my mind after it gets too deep. I don't want to deal with any worms. Worms will instantly kill me. So I make my way back to the surface, and I see the ice biome, and immediately decide no. And this is the location I decided to set up base. And I started getting some pretty good ideas around here. So I do the first smart thing, and I place platforms to prevent slimes from getting at me, because slimes can't go through platforms. So there's a little known tech where you can, if you place 7 blocks and hammer the top one, you can jump up it, but enemies cannot. Which kind of allows for like a safety measure for night. No zombies can get you, but still demon eyes are able to fly up into the crevice and, kill me. But I have a solution for that as well. Afterwards, of a bit more of nothing but killing slimes, night is here. Once night arrives, I implement my second strategy that I mentioned before, the hoik. The hoik is just 3 wooden platforms, and then you hammer them once each, and then once you can walk through it. If you hold down, you walk through it, and enemies can walk through it as well, but I didn't know this at the time. I thought enemies could not walk through it, but I learned that the hard way. But not this attempt. But basically, what you can do, you can set up this hoik in this type of way, which allows you to go through it, and then you can destroy those platforms because they're allowed to be placed and destroyed. And you're free to go in between a block, and you have like an impenetrable line of defense, you could say. Anyways, from here, I just farm up enemies, just using a bow and arrow, shooting up through a hole. That's about it. From there, I decided to make some NPC housings. You don't need to place blocks for this either. I can do it just by using the pre-made ones, and background walls don't count as placing because they can't block enemies at all. Yeah. After that, something extremely annoying happens. I cut out my recording to change it again, and I get back in the game, and I don't know what happened, but I just accidentally placed a silver ore. I continued the challenge anyways. It didn't do anything, but it's just stupid how that went down. Anyways, I continue with NPC housings, and afterwards I go outside a bit just to farm a bit more slimes.
No, I'm going back. Holy shit.
So bring forward a bit, the base is coming along quite well. 2 NPC housings are ready. Those dirt walls are placed with mine, so the NPCs can actually move in. I'm hoping for the merchant and the guide to move in. And then I get my second near-death experience. By just being an idiot, I dropped down this platform and nearly died to a green slime. That's the second time I've almost died to a green slime this run. I had to take a little pause after this. There was a bit much to handle because it was so close. Anyways, night 2 is upon me now. Looking back, I should have used the daytime better. I kind of just stayed inside the whole day, and daytime's the safest time to go out. But it's fine. I continue along, and yeah. From there, morning hits. I just continue to mob-proof the base by placing background walls, making sure no enemies can spawn in, because my plan is to go outside and get some good loot in the morning. Once I'm finally ready, I head outside. It's about midday. I get some wood that I'm in kind of desperate need of. And from there, I picked probably the worst day. It is a windy day, meaning slimes can come by on balloons. And as you see, I get overwhelmed and I die. It's not a near death, but I die. This run really hurt to lose. I mean, not really. It took about an hour to do the whole bit less, but yeah, it was the first actual run I had going. But I spent way too much time kind of just doing nothing and not actually progressing, because I mean, the goal, I have to beat King Slime. That's really the only way I'm gonna get that dirt rod to win. Afterwards, I take a few day break because I don't know, it was a lot for me. First good attempt over. After a good night's rest, I began attempt 7, and it just began like any other. I cut down some trees, I went down a cave. Once I got too deep, I backed out. I did not want to mess with worms. You can easily die to them, and they're just too risky. And I was gonna remind you, if you're enjoying the video at any point, just like and subscribe, show your support, comment maybe. So after that, I get out of the cave, and I find myself in the ice biome. Which is exactly what I wanted. I find an underground house guarded by a ton of slimes, which I easily kill with shurikens and throwing knives. So the first actual good chest I get for this challenge, I get Hermes boots in this frozen chest. Sadly, they don't really come in use. They would only ever be useful if I really got to the king slime, or maybe if I'm making a run away from something, but while caving, they don't really do anything. From here, I get cornered by a slime, by a nice slime, and I recall home using, my only recall I had. Then I decide to go to the other side of the map. I find an iron patch, which I decide to mine up the entire thing. Afterwards, this run just ends to me dying to a slime. I don't know why, but I keep dying. This summarizes attempt number. Stupid vulture. Wait, no, I don't. In attempts to save myself from the vulture that doesn't stop chasing me, I jump down a cliff and die. And during this attempt, I learned that my hoik strategy that I was previously doing, just leaving the platform still there without breaking them, yeah, it comes back to kill me, because I didn't know it, but enemies can actually get through it as well, not just players. A tragic end to a pretty decent run, but it wasn't going that well. It was kind of boring as well. I just spent the whole time mining. Attempt number, I want to highlight this part. Attempt number 23 is so stupid. I find this big pile of sand, right? I'm thinking that this is a pyramid. This has got to be a pyramid. How are you going to get this big pile of sand without giving me a pyramid? But I dig all the way down, and there's nothing at all. And then I realize I can't get back out unless I mine super far. So I just give up. There should have been a pyramid here. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, come on, look at this mini map. That's a pyramid. No way there shouldn't be a pyramid there. You cannot tell me that's just natural world generation, bro. Okay. Run 27 is actually another good run. This one starts out with me being extremely lucky off the start. Right off spawn, I find a chest immediately, like, right beneath me. At this point, I'm thinking, this is the run. If I'm gonna go far, it's gonna be in this one. And I certainly do. And then to even seal that this is the run, I find the ice biome. Right next to my spawn. Which is wonderful. From there, I dig down, and I get into the underground ice biome. I'm hoping for some weapons, some accessories, anything to help me along to take down King Slime. From here, I also get my first life crystal of the run, which of course don't do anything. It would completely defeat the purpose if I got more health. So they do absolutely nothing. I don't use it because I know they do nothing, but trust me, they don't do anything. This run consists of a lot of mining, just a lot of mining. And you'll see I use the hammer trick here again to keep enemies from jumping up. So if anything spawns on the right side of me, I will be safe. I have no issues with them. I'm the only one who can get up that. From there, it's a lot more mining. But one thing I am missing in this run, I need stone. I really need stone because I can make a furnace, and with a furnace I can make better pickaxes and better tools, and everything is better after that. That's the one thing I learned from this run specifically. You gotta get stone before going into the ice biome, because you will not be able to make a furnace otherwise. From here, I continue to mix in my hoik strategy to ensure no enemies can get through, no enemies can hurt or touch me while I'm mining, although here in this case I forget to remove the 3 platforms for the hoik, which means an enemy could have walked through and killed me, but I got lucky, and luckily it didn't have. Continuing with 127, my luck continues to thrive, and I get a green fairy leading me to an underground frozen chest. I'm really hoping for a weapon or anything good, anything that can help me. From there, I get a snowball cannon. However, sadly, it is has a very bad modifier, but it's still better than anything. Like, a snowball cannon is probably one of the best early game weapons, and it was my main idea coming into it to defeat King Slime. From there, I'm continuing just like normal, making my way through the snow biome, and keep in mind, this whole time I'm just mining block by block. It's just so slow, but you gotta do what you have to do. This is a slow, painful challenge, but yeah, I gotta make sure to be as safe as possible. Continuing from there, I get even more luck. I land out of the snow biome to get myself some stone to actually make a furnace. Now I can actually benefit from all the ores that I've accumulated throughout that trip. I then get another fairy leading me to another chest, although trapped, but it doesn't really matter. As long as I mine the explosives, you're fine. Beneficial about the snow biome, which is why I chose the snow biome as the main place to go, is because there's no worms. You don't have to deal with the worst creatures for this challenge. The worms, I haven't died to any yet, thankfully, but they are the worst. They just come out of nowhere and they can easily end your run, and I'm surprised I didn't have any runs end so far due to them. But yeah, that's the main reason why I chose to go with the snow biome the whole time, as an early game strategy. And this is probably the most disappointing run ender of literally all time. I don't think you can find anything more disappointing than this. I was not paying attention, right? My mom had called me. I got a call from my mom. So I didn't pause the game. I got no clue why. And I just stood there, right? And I look back at my computer and I see this ice slime right in front of me. And I'm not quick enough to get my recall potion in time. Such a tragic ending, because it was looking so well this run, and it's over to literally nothing. A fucking call is it's all it takes. You really can't let your guard down for a second in this challenge, and you have to pause, especially if you're gonna get distracted at all. You have to have full focus this whole time. Breaking focus for a second is a life sentence here. Here's another strategy, which I haven't been able to use so far because I've just never gotten lucky enough. But now there are these living trees. If you prevent enemies from spawning in between two living trees, you are completely safe. It is the best place to make a base for this challenge. No enemies can get to you as long as you prevent them from spawning inside. So that's what I plan on doing this one. Playing it relatively safe the whole way through, since I found these trees, and just benefiting off these trees as much as I can. Sadly, this attempt doesn't really lead to anything because stupid explosive trap killed me. I didn't even know they could spawn in trees like that. I thought you couldn't. I thought trees were genuinely completely safe other than gnomes. But yeah, that's rather sad. And then I figured out my world also had a pyramid, which would have been amazing if I got a magic carpet or a double jump, especially for the boss or just evading things. But the run already came to an end, so I had to go down to run 30. Anyways, I get 2 back-to-back good runs. I had the tree, well, not the tree one was not a good one, but it was lucky, and it showed another strategy I could use. This one I go back to the snow strategy because I get snow biome right next to spawn, and I don't make the same mistake. I make sure to get stone this time before entering the ice biome, so I can at least get a furnace and benefit off of that. But I died to my own stupidity in this run. 2 back-to-back lucky runs, but I completely throw them both away. I thought this cave was smaller than it originally was. I didn't think there would be any enemies, so I just jumped down hoping I can get a pot for some torches. And nope, I get met with an ice slime and immediately die. Kind of a painful 2 good runs back to back, 2 ones I could have made something out of, and I just throw it away completely. Anyways, skipping a few more nothing runs, I am at run 42. This one is kind of hard. This one's really heartbreaking. This one is so frustrating, if anything, to be honest. I start just cutting trees, normal Terraria starting run. And I find myself a living tree to the left of spawn, which I decided, okay, this is going to be my base. This is my safety zone. And I hoik inside so to ensure that nothing can get inside, like slime, zombies, anything like that. And my main goal is just to not destroy those 2 walls that are separating me and the enemies. And this is going to be my home. From here, I proceed to get a finch staff from the chest, which is the best thing I could get. It's kind of a long range weapon. It can be used as one. I can spawn the finch anywhere to kill whatever I want through blocks, so it's extremely effective. I continue just expanding the general base trying to get rid of this gnome and this blue slime that has invaded it or spawned inside. And I would just like to remind you, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for making it this far. Yeah. I continue expanding my base into the tree, just more in standard, normal things. And if you ever see me, go through... Never mind, but... I also set up the 7-block hammer trick again, in this case because of safety. If anything glitches through the walls and of the first layer of defense, they still have to get up the 7-block thing, which they can't. So I'm thinking I'm fully safe now. This base is very, very safe. The one annoying thing here is that this tree is too thin. I can't mine up any further. I would love to get into that big, like the head of the tree, but I'm not able to, and I don't risk it, especially when night's coming. And then I learned something kind of interesting. If you mine the block below the 7th block, which allowed me to get up, you can no longer get up, which I find really strange. Like, how does that even work? But I have something to learn, I guess. So I just recreate it, but just 7 blocks higher, so I don't lose any like defense at all from my house. Continuing here, I just farm enemies the whole night with the finch staff, and that's about it. And then I learned something actually kind of important. I had the idea, if me and the enemies can go through these hoiks that I'm creating, can I also do projectiles? Can projectiles go through, like bow or snowballs or really anything? And the answer is yes. Meaning I have a way of hitting zombies through blocks, and hitting enemies in general through blocks when they can't hit me. This is a revolutionary discovery. I'm still just living in my little house. I don't really do anything, but now that day's here, I want to do something. I have a goal, and I want to make something of this run, which means I have to go out and explore and get more loot, get more good shit. So once daytime hits, I decide to go to the right side of my world to explore and hopefully find the snow biome, because now I have insanely good loot from this tree, especially the finch staff, and I have a cactus sword, and I'm feeling ready for anything. So I'm making my way back to spawn, and I start getting cornered by some slimes. Like, I don't even know what happened, but there's like just 5 slimes. I'm running out of oxygen in the water, so I decide the best case is just to recall back to spawn and continue going right from there. If you remember what I said about the start of this run, how it was extremely frustrating, even though it seemed like I got good luck, this is where it comes into play. On my right side, I have the corruption, or the crimson. No way I'm going to the crimson. Absolutely no way. That's an instant death. There's no chance I'd live if I go in there, so I have to stick to the left only. But there's also a problem with the left side, and that's vultures. The vulture spawn rate is absolutely insane in deserts, which I did not realize before. Of course I know I have 5 times enemy spawn rates, but every time I killed one, every single time, there would be like 3 or 4 more. And I tried for like a solid, the rest of the entire Terraria day, like 10 minutes, I would say ish. Maybe not 10, but a decent amount of time. You can see it just by the background changing color. Showing that it's getting closer to night. And I can't break through. Every time I'm killing a vulture, I come back to see there's 3 or 4 more. And it's so frustrating because to the right, I'm stuck by the corruption. To the left, I'm stuck by this damn desert and the fucking vultures. So this attempt ends to me dying to a vulture. I kept trying to break through. I kept trying to make some progress to get to the other side of this desert, but I just couldn't do it. There was too many vultures that kept spawning, and I just eventually died. From that, I take another break. Coming back to it, attempt number 43. This goes for a while. From here, I've amounted quite a few strategies, and that is, double tree is a very nice place to make a base. It's very safe, and it keeps out any type of danger. The ice biome is great for progressing when I want to make progress on, dealing damage or any type of thing to make progress on defeating King Slime as the final goal. This run begins with me getting a cactus sword and going into the ice biome. Now I just want to. Now getting into this ice biome was extremely difficult. I had to pull some moves on these slimes, but I did it, and I made it all the way down. And I started my mining journey. Similar to run 27 or attempt number 27, this, I spent the whole time in this frozen biome. From here, I continue with my Hork strategy, since it's the best thing to keep me safe. Continues with more of the same, mining, digging, whatever, until I eventually find a frozen chest with a frozen house, littered with ice slimes. But luckily, I get to use my Hork strategy, where I can throw projectiles, namely snowballs, to kill the ice slimes, and to ensure that my safety. Using the fact that slimes also cannot go through platforms, it actually makes me completely safe in this smaller room down here. Although I am safe, I can't make progress while I'm safe. I gotta take more risks. From there, I mine down a little bit, and I encounter like a shit ton of slimes, like way too many. And I spent probably about 5 minutes trying to kill every single one of them. To then, once I finally kill all of them, I immediately step on a pressure plate and get shot by a goddamn dart trap. Yeah, it's kind of sucks how all these end so soon and so quickly. But anyways, on to the last attempt of this video. Attempt number 46. I'm just gonna say immediately, this one's kind of insane. I'm in the complete pitch black. All I got is my wand of sparking. Right? I can't see anything. Right? I enter in here not seeing anything. I shoot the wand of sparking, and I step on a pressure plate, but I jump over it in the pitch black. Like, take a look at that. From there, I find a chest underground, and I just loot it as normal. And I go digging into a nearby cave, like right beneath my 2 trees, but they don't lead to anywhere. The cave is the nothing cave. After a bit more of kind of just doing, I guess, nothing, just making sure I'm safe, night hits and zombies come knocking at my door. So I use this time to go mine, and I get a bit of tungsten. And here is this one here, the dirt trap was whatever, I guess, but this one here, I should have died. No doubt in my mind, I should be dead. Take a look at this worm. I heard a worm. Look at how close that is. Hell no, I am so dead. But nope, it teleports me back to spawn. But still, dead night. So I still gotta make it to safety. But luckily, right to the left of me, which I did not explore, has a big ass cave, which I could easily use to live the night. So I killed a zombie to get him out of my way, to be able to live. And I just get in the cave, and I mine, and I create a Hork to make me safe. And against literally all odds, I am perfectly safe. But after all that, I'm still alive, and this attempt is still going. So I just dig down a bit. Don't really got anything else to do during the nighttime. There's a chest. I decide to go loot it because it seems relatively safe. Get kind of nothing. Another wand of sparking. Nothing fancy, but afterwards I actually kind of do another mistake. I try and place a platform to get up to the top, and I accidentally recall. But wait a second, right here it hits daytime. Because against all odds, I should be either dead to that dart trap, to that worm, to a zombie getting in that cave, or to that accidental recall. One of them should at least kill me. But none did. But after this, I did not die. But I'm saving this one for part 2. Part 2. Another day. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. I have the top comment in the comment section is a dislike button, because I believe in a public dislike button, so I like that comment to dislike the video if you didn't like it. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. And sorry for the dog shit quality, I'm working on it.